Hello, I'm Chantel Mallory. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm an attorney, an HR professional, and diversity and inclusion coach, consultant, and practitioner. I'm one half of the dynamic duo, diversity duo, that is, MC Squared. I'm so pleased to be here with you today, sharing in the space of diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice.
Hello, I'm Marty Carrington. My pronouns are she, her. I'm an HR professional, training and professional development leader, and also a diversity and inclusion coach, consultant, and practitioner. I'm the other half of MC Squared, and we're excited to share with you some information about DEI and use this information to build our community.
Now, in this first video of the series, we want to start with some language fundamentals, just so that we're all on the same page. Marty is going to walk us through what we mean by DEIJ, and we'll even add a few more letters. This review should provide you with a simple, comprehensive, shared language you can use within your organization or company to have conversations of this nature.
So the D, diversity, encompasses a range of people with various racial, ethnic, socioeconomic, cultural backgrounds, lifestyles, experiences, interests. The E is equity, and equity is the quality of being fair and impartial in treatment. So the difference between equality, which you may have heard, and equity must be emphasized. And although both promote fairness, equality achieves this through treating everyone as the same regardless of need, while equity achieves this through treating people differently dependent on their needs. I, inclusion is the practice of providing equal access to opportunities and resources for people who might otherwise be excluded or marginalized. J, justice is the view that everyone deserves equal economic, legal, political, and social rights and opportunities. Justice work is dismantling the systems that stand in the way of true equity.
And some folks have added an A and a B to this work. So the A can represent access or accessibility. Accessibility is giving equitable access to everyone along the continuum of human ability and experience. Accessibility encompasses the broader meanings of compliance, and it also refers to how organizations make space for the characteristics that each person brings every day. Now, the B can represent belonging. Belonging is being or feeling rightly placed in a specified position. It can also be defined as a member of a particular group, organization, or class.
So, in essence, we want you to be a Jedi.
A great way to think about this work is diversity is a fact. Equity is a choice. Inclusion is an action, and belonging is the outcome. It is the outcome of belonging that will make your organization or company more successful at creating a healthy workplace culture and attracting and retaining your best, most high-performing employees. We will talk more about inclusive hiring practices in a future video, so make sure you stay tuned for more.
In this work, we also talk about the notion of identity. Identity is the way we think about ourselves, the characteristics, qualities, beliefs, and self-images that define us. We get to name our own identities. And if you think about an iceberg, what we know is that most of the iceberg is below the surface. And it's like that with our identities too. We may think we may know somebody based on what's above the waterline or what we see, but the good stuff is what you learn about someone the more you genuinely get to know them and what they share with you.
You may have also heard the phrase intersectional or intersectionality when it comes to identity. Intersectionality is a phrase developed by Professor Kimberly Crenshaw. It describes the interconnected nature of social categorizations such as race, class, and gender as they apply to a given individual or group, regarded as creating overlapping or interdependent systems of discrimination and disadvantage. We as humans are never just one thing, are we? We are many, many identities that we carry with us each and every day. It is the interdependent system of amazing differences, uniqueness, and complexity that we all bring into the workplace each and every day when we feel supported to be our whole, authentic selves in our many identities.
There are so many pieces to all of our identities. We couldn't possibly talk about all of them, or we'd be here all day. We want to acknowledge that our identities are comprised of things such as race, age and generation, ethnicity, gender and gender expression, language, religion, education, military status, employment. The list goes on and on. And we invite you to consider this brief video as a spark to your engagement in further learning and development on your own related to these concepts. Or if your company needs some professionally coordinated coaching, training, or consulting services outside of this video, you can reach out to us, MC Squared, and or to the Council Bluffs Chambers leadership.
Some identities we carry can influence how we interact with others, how we experience the world, how we treat each other, and how we do or do not have access to resources.
Acknowledging that our identities can carry benefits or privilege does not mean other identities that we have not had limitations. It just means we can recognize where we have power and where we may not.
Something I think is relevant to both this work and living in the Midwest is we are not responsible for the snow falling, but we are responsible for shoveling it. We may not have caused an injustice in the system personally, but we're responsible for trying to make it better and trying to dismantle practices that cause harm to others moving forward.
We hope that this brief introduction to DEIJ work and establishing some fundamental language has been helpful. It's always beneficial if we're on the same page when it comes to this language. This shared language helps when you're working to strengthen your team, support your employees, and encourage building relationships in your workplace.
Please join us for the next video in the series where we'll explore more about identity and working to eliminate workplace bias. Until then, thank you for watching, and please share with someone in your network who could benefit from having a framework for this discussion.